On the Kansas City side, we're going to go to X factors in this football game. X factor, can't name the quarterback, can't be the quarterback. A player that can weigh the scales one way or the other for Kansas City in this game based on their performance or their matchup that you think could be something major in this particular game.
Isaiah Pacheco. Can he does the extra break give him time to get back to full health? We've seen his workload be less and less over the last few weeks, but I'm seeing reports from Kansas City beat writers that he's looking back, to his normal self, or closer to it, over the last couple of days leading up into the Super Bowl. So can he give Mahomes a break as far as the passing game? Because you don't want to just consistently drop back, and I feel like the Chiefs have gotten away from that. Well, they just simply don't run the football enough. Now I get Kareem Hunt; he's had a solid season, but he's not a Isaiah Pacheco. I think Pacheco can run between the tackles, get those first downs, extend drives to where the whole game. While Mahomes can win the game with just his arm, I don't think that's the way you want to win, especially against this Eagles defense. Now, I know the Eagles have been great against the run, but can he just be better than he has been? His yards prop is at 21.5. I feel like Pacheco needs about him being an X factor. It won't take a lot, but at least 50 or more rushing yards, I think, will be needed for the Chiefs on the ground. Not from Kareem Hunt, though. I want to see it from Pacheco. So I'll say he's the X factor.
All right, for them, I'm gonna just pick the kid whose name starts with an X. Ironically, I'm going with Xavier Worthy. He is a special weapon. I think that when they've gotten Marquise Brown, what they're able to do is they're able to move him around and just play to his strengths a little bit more and dictate and force coverage other ways.
Yeah.
And what that does is when you have a mastermind like an Andy Reid, you know how to get players in space. That's the biggest thing. You know how to get players in space, and you know where they like to have the ball or where they like to go as far as running routes. And I think that Xavier Worthy is going to get opportunities vertically. And I also think that there's, situations where they're going to stretch this team horizontally as well, where where they are going to try to get to the edges and not attack the A-B gaps and try to attack the middle of that defensive line. I don't see that being a recipe for success in any way. So, my biggest X factor for Kansas City is going to be one Xavier Worthy. Going to go to the Philadelphia side. X factor player. Everybody will say Dallas Goedert because they've been so god awful against tight ends. For me, I'm going to go with Devontae Smith.
That was my guy too.
Yeah, I think Smitty's going to get his opportunities. I think obviously if you're gonna put McDuffie on a AJ Brown, you got to do some things, bro. And I think, like I said, AJ get one-on-ones. You don't give a fuck if it's Darrelle Revis on the other side. Like I said, you're going to give him a couple opportunities to go get the ball.
Yep.
So Devontae, I think Devontae's gotta be active, and I think he will.
Yes. He's one of my bets that I have for the tail end of the show for the community. But I'm aligned with you. I think Devontae is the X factor. Can he break off those explosive plays like he's been doing all season? The Chiefs have been vulnerable to that, which I'll speak on more. So, yeah, I was going to go with Devontae too. Of course, a lot of people will say, "Oh, Saquon's the X factor," but nah. I mean, you expect Saquon to do well. You kind of expect AJ Brown to do well too. But if Devontae shows up, and I'm talking about showing up to where between 80 and 100 yards, then I think you putting Kansas City in a tough spot to come out on top.
Facts. I couldn't agree more. Again, we're on the same page. You know, it makes sense too. I mean, it's a matchup that you there's only so many angles you can look at.
Yeah,
there's only so many angles we can look at. The only thing that would not surprise you on the Kansas City side for this particular ball game is if DeAndre Hopkins had 100 fucking yards. It's stuff like that. Because anybody, it's an equal opportunity offense when it comes to the receiving core for Kansas City. For Philadelphia, not so much. You know who's getting the ball.
Yep.
You know
See, I
who's
was
getting
looking
the
at
ball.
Hopkins. I don't like how his snap share is going down every week, and Hollywood Brown's snap share is going up. So that's why I like Hollywood Brown in this game.